Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight.
Kane with the comes in there!
Didn't stop it, he knew what was about to happen! Wait a moment! Wait a moment!
I see it now, I see it now.
Let it do it to you, Brad!
What? 8th Street!
To show to you that I'm more good than I am bad.
Catcher! Stop it! They have a family! Don't do it to them!
And I'll be somewhere that you need me. And I'll be holding my breath, waiting for you to show.
A 1v5!
And he's sniped by Illusion!
Remedi's gonna get gunned again! That was a great nade by Mail!
Should never have gotten that 3-piece!
Yeah, somewhere deep inside of you, I know you want me to. You're just afraid to say.
Hello and welcome, Call of Duty fans. We are now here live with the K7 League. This is event 2. This is week 2. This is the semifinals. And this is match number 6. Oh, man, I almost read off the numbers from last night. I'm FBI Tugboat. I am joined here today with Breezy. Breezy, how are we doing today, my man?
I'm doing great, buddy. How are you doing?
I'm doing very, very well. No complaints over on this side. Now we're going to jump right into this. Breezy's going to break down the maps, but first I'm going to talk about some of the organizations that do make this here possible. First, shout out to Rogue Energy out here making a splash in esports with their energy supplement product. Do not believe it's technically an energy drink. I believe it's a powder that you mix on in with water So that's energy supplement product, I believe, is the correct verbiage. FadeGrips as well. It's the reason why you put these pieces of plastic on the ends of your sticks. You can find out for yourself on their Twitter site or their website. GitGudHosts as well, making sure that we get some of the best connections possible for our Modern Warfare game. And lastly, to Gamers Resort, out here doing the Lord's work, working nonprofit with gamers with disabilities and more. You can check them out over there online. Now then, Breezy! Enough of the shout-outs. What's going on?
Oh, man. We look at this series between Band of Misfits and Natural Talent. You look at the maps that we have, Tugboat. We got Ramaza Hardpoint. And then we get hit with a triple gun runner for Search, Hardpoint, and Domination. Followed up with Game 5, if we get there, will be Arcloth Peak. How do you see this going, sir?
Well, we can look at the numbers here. This is provided by Rogue Energy, of course. A little bit of breakdown action, a little lookout action for these teams and what we can really kind of expect here. Natural Talent showing up. They've been playing together for a very, very long time. And what we're looking at is a team that is generally, just based on the numbers, a lot better on respawn. Now, Search and Destroy might be a different story, Breezy.
I would agree with that. If we're looking just based off the numbers, right? Like Band of Misfits has that 2 as a team, as on the other side, Natural Talent has the 1.10. I think that could be anybody's game, in my opinion, Tugboat. It just depends on who comes out firing on all cylinders, man.
No, I'm with it. Whoever's in that driver's seat, putting the cruise control on. Now, at the end of the day, these numbers are just kill-death ratios. These are not necessarily, win-loss rates. These are not necessarily, overall evaluations. just using that one kind of metric with which we use to, to measure how well a team is doing. Of course, that's the kill-death ratio. All of these are objective game types, but if you just kill everybody, then you will win. I can almost guarantee you.
Absolutely. You said it better than I could at that point. But if you do, what's interesting to me that what stands out, Tug, is the .88 from Band of Misfits in the Domination.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think that they...
Here.
Yeah, that's like a big outlier, right? Because what we just saw the other night when they played, they didn't look like they had any weaknesses in their game whatsoever, right? But now they're going up against a really solid team and Natural Talent. How do you see this one playing out, sir?
I want to have. I mean, these are your semifinals. These are two competitive teams. I think the hard point can go either way, but that's only because it's the first game between these two guys. Obviously, they played each other before. Even the full fives, the full teams have mashed heads before. But there's always a lot of transition, a lot of learning period in the first games. Search and Destroy. But to answer your question, I could definitely see Natural Talent taking the hard point, at least by a little bit. If it's one of those situations where these two teams are feeling each other out and one just hops on the aggression, particularly Band of Misfits, then I could see this being a close one and really going either way. Now, Search and Destroy, I think, is where Band of Misfits is gonna really make their mark, but the Domination might see stuff that we consider, at what extent is this online bullying? At what extent do we morally not have to watch this anymore? I think that could happen on the Domination.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I've been told earlier today and last night that Band of Misfits, they don't lose round 7s or game 5s, Tug. So if we get to that point, that could be really interesting to see if Band of Misfits can live up to everything that they've been talking here as of the last 24 hours.
Yeah, no,
so,
I hear you.
So basically, the way I look at it is whoever wins this is going to have their hands full tomorrow night against Templar, who went on to win in a 3-1 fashion in our first matchup of the night as they took out Dredge Esports. It's going to be really interesting to see how either one of these two teams matches up against Knights Templar, right? Because Knights Templar is the 2 seed in the league. Natural Talent is season 1 event winner.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if Natural Talent wins this, it's not going to be easy. But if they can do that, I think they got their hands full tomorrow night against KT. Same with Band of Misfits. I think if Band of Misfits wins this, I would call that an upset. Others could disagree, but I think it would be a big, big upset in my eyes.
No, I am very much with that, and talking more so having their hands full tomorrow with Knights Templar if Band of Misfits wins. Now, again, that is not in the cards by any means. This is the team that has earned their position here in the semifinals all day and night. But just looking on paper, and again, Natural Talent, I had the pleasure of casting them against Noxious last night. Now, the Search and Destroy for a little while was kind of close. Outside of that, Natural Talent 3-0'd Noxious Esports in every way, shape, and form. It was not a pretty sight for much of that game. And,
No,
and of
I got
course,
the.
as you can see here. As you can see on the bracket, that's just the other side. You know, that Wild Valiant game and Band of Misfits were going at it. Natural Talent, Noxious Esports were going at it. So if there's a lot to be said for momentum, I think a lot of it is going Natural Talent's way. Saints Academy, Dredge, and Malicious, both, you know, props, shout-outs, everything else in between, respect for making it on in here. But I got to ask, do you know how Knights Templar and the Saints Academy game went?
Saints Academy actually got 3-0'd. It was.
3-0. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was a 3-0, if I can remember correctly. We'd have to go back to the VOD or something to get clarification on that. But I want to say it was the 3-0 for KT. And they won the night in a 3-1 fashion because they lost the domination to Dredge. Which that surprised me as casting it alongside J-Flight. It had me hyped, man. Like, that brought the hype out of me, which I'm normally that calm, cool, collected breakdown why you guys do play-by-play. So it was definitely interesting to watch, 100%. I'm just ready for this one. Yeah,
no, I'm with it. Interesting stuff. So we use numbers to paint stories here, right? Knights Templar 3-0ing Saints Academy and then performing 3-1 against Dredge Esports. Natural Talent came through a 3-0 Noxious Esports. If they come through with a 3-1, they'll have the exact same map score, exact same overall win-loss ratio coming into a Knights Templar matchup tomorrow. So that's a little bit more of a background action for you guys, a little bit more of what to expect. Now, Ramaza for the hard point. I'm with it. This map, I always say this. This map really grew on me. I did not like this map at all when Modern Warfare first came out, but hey, what is Modern Warfare if not having to adapt to less than ideal situations? I think that's a positive way to put it.
That's one way to look at it for sure. Like, Ramaza grew on me as well as we are in the map number 1 here. This is going to be a bloodbath right off the rip. So, like, this is going to be a back and forth. It's going to come down to the wire, as no team has really gotten any control yet. But as soon as I say that, Band of Misfits are coming out and trying to put the pressure on early.
Yeah, this is Olympian right here, holding a fantastic NT on the left. Hang on a second. Prodigy? No, sorry. The NT is on the right, and the turquoise Band of Misfits on the left in the orange. I was really excited about how Olympian kind of started this one out, right? Look at this guy getting 2 pieces with the same section in the first as well. But he goes for the very short flank. Really, it's not that very far. Gets to the ladder, is able to take down 2 on point, and then gets the 3rd with a melee as the reinforcements are coming in. But as it is, Computer Shop is the place to be. These electronics will not go to disturb very long.
No, as we're going to see, does look like Band of Misfits got rotation here into P2. Now it's going to be curious, like, how long can they hold it, right? Because you know how good Natural Talent breaking hills and holding hills and slaying with the best of them, Mr. Tugboat. How do you see the rest of this playing out?
A lot of back and forth more. Honestly, if Olympian can continue to do numbers like this on Natural Talent, I don't think they're really going to have to worry too much on the hard point. We've already seen them and have, you know, a good idea, good eye for the future. You know, the rotations are already coming through there. And, I mean, they can even lose gun battles as long as they're paying attention in the future, right? And that's why they're doubling up right now.
Right, and, you know, like, you also got guys like Crixus, Ivane, and the slaying powers in the side of Natural Talent, but I don't count this Band of Misfits team out yet. They are behind at the moment, though, but we know how hardpoint goes in Modern Warfare. You get a spawn or 2, win some gunfights, you're right back in it, right? So I think Band of Misfits, they're starting out slow, but I think they turn it around in the second half.
Yeah, unfortunately, nobody positive in the KD quite yet. Ivane actually donating a little bit of extra lead to the deceased body there. Have to wonder if that was starting that aspect of the game off already, right? 45 seconds to go as Band of Misfits taking a big chunk out of the first 15 of this one, but now Natural Talent is there. They had something else to say as Prodigy tries to join his team. Not going to happen. Killfeed lighting up turquoise on the left side. Natural Talent all over this hard point again. Now a good shot of spawns though for Band of Misfits.
Yeah, like that's the biggest thing in this game is getting the rotations, winning that battle, and winning your gunfights, right? Catching players off guard. Because the squad spawns are huge in this game. You never know where anybody's really going to spawn at most of the time. But I'm curious to see if we potentially get any of those like split spawns that we've seen throughout this game of how the system works. But I don't know if that's going to be the case with these two powerhouse teams, man. I just don't really see that.
It'll be
As
hard
right
to,
now, this is all natural talent. There's no
it would
sign
be really
of
hard
life
to force
right now.
those out, right? Like as it is, like that's super hard to do. But yeah,
Especially on Ramaza, right? Like it's really hard to spawn somebody far out, essentially. As right now, it does look like the band of Misfits do have some good chunk of hill time, but they've got a lot of ground to make up. Would you agree?
I almost at a doubling up score of 59 to 108. I would have to agree, Breezy.
Yeah. I really don't know what's going on with the side of Band of Misfits, though. As you look at the minimap, you just see where everybody is at. As Ivane, who has been the talk of this league for quite some time, I would probably say since the beginning of the league, since it started, he's been a really solid player throughout. Him, Crixus, Olympian is showing me some things that I've really liked. And then you got the sides of Band of Misfits, right? Like you got like Prodigy, you've got Nomo Big Toe, who went crazy the other night on the 13th streak that I saw when I watched the VOD back.
13.
They are a really good squad, both of these teams. So this is going to be a really interesting series. But right now, it's looking not so good for the side of BOM.
Yeah, it seems like natural talent ever since really the into the first hard point, into the second one, the first cut into the electronic shop. They were doubling up, and that really seems to be the theme that has continued. Now, as we hit towards the end of this rotation of hard points, Ivane, like you were saying, the man, the myth, the legend, tries to pull the pistol and get back. A little bit of faster action, a little bit of faster movement with that pistol, but not going to happen. Now, I want to do the man justice, right? Ivane did hit Season 1 MVP, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yep, got it done right here. Yeah, good stuff to him. Some of those numbers attached, I don't remember exactly, so I'm not going to quote them, but some of those numbers attached were very, very impressive indeed. Back to bridge. Second rotation of hard points has started, and I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, Band of Misfits is going to have to do something big to really turn around this momentum.
Yeah, momentum is such a big, crucial thing, right? Like, if you don't have it, it's really hard to come back, especially when a team is firing on all cylinders like Natural Talent is. But this is what we expected from them. They are one of the best teams in the league, if not arguably the best team in a lot of people's eyes.
Oh my
And
goodness!
you've got guys like-
I want to say this right quick. Look at this pan over again. Shout out to producer on that. That was some fantastic timing on that. And you see like a couple spots of orange, and they just literally all disappear.
Yeah, like this is just a bloodbath, right?
Yeah,
Like
it
there's
is.
no signs of life coming from the Band of Misfits. As right now, this is what one of my favorite things. I say it all the time. It's mathematically impossible. This is literally done and dusted. Unless some craziness happens and NT just chokes, which isn't going to happen. So BOM is going to get behind early in the series, but they got plenty of time to make a believer out of us.
Yeah, 30 seconds to go. Yeah, it's physically possible, it's mathematically possible, but it's not very likely whatsoever. NT would have to put the gold controllers down. I don't see these players doing that. Oh my goodness, actually a little bit of depth from above here from a Planet Misfits player. They're not giving it up, and I can dig that, but I mean, just looking at some of these numbers tells the tale here, right? I think it's 22 and 8. 30 and 15 is Olympian, even Steven, double up for him. 18 and 20 for Relk, but the man's got a minute on point. 18 and 11 for Ace, and then big numbers from our other man that's Crixus as well. I do believe we have at least one no, I'm not sure if we do actually over on Band of Misfits. We'll bring this up here in just a second. 81-250, our final score, a little bit more than tripled up, is Natural Talent.
Yeah, what is your mindset got to be like after you get 100 points?
Yeah, you really have to maintain there, right? Like,
Yeah.
I would almost say that for teams that stay together, losses like this are all but they are 100% guaranteed at some point. You know, there's always going to be a team out there that's better than you. But second, really the way I look at it is how you push through, right? I always say, if you take an L and you don't learn anything from it, then you basically just took two, right?
Yeah,
If you haven't learned anything from just to be honest, an ass whipping like this, then
Yeah.
there's nothing really that you're going to learn from the other thing, right? From you tripling up points wise against somebody, right? So
Yeah.
really, this is a learning experience and should be viewed as such. The way I look at it, though, harking back to the other question, Breezy, if this is how the hard point went, the domination may be worse. I think it's a positive way to say it.
I want to agree with you, but at the same time, I'm not counting out BOM just yet, man. I think that they could pull something together and show some kind of life. Now, basically, you just got to hit the reset button, right? Like, you got to just calm down. Maybe some of you guys are revved up a little bit, the nerves, whatever the case is, because this is a big match for Band of Misfits, right? Like, this is a really big match for them. So they just got to hit that reset button, take some breaths, figure out what they can do going into our search and destroy here on Gunrunner. I'm really curious to see how this plays out because natural talent has been kind of up and down in S&D from what we've seen. But right now, I just don't know what else to say.
No, I hear you. I mean, this is a natural talent squad that went down 3-1 against Noxious Gaming in the previous matchup. After that, they did go on a 5-game run. So, like you were just saying, first 4 rounds, a little bit unpredictable. Only one of them going their way. The next 5, an absolute wipe if there ever was one. But stay tuned, guys. We'll be back with you for your Search and Destroy on Gunrunner in just a minute.
Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up, baby. Tonight we gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up.
All right, I believe we are back.
Yeah, thank you. I wasn't 100% sure.
For those of you that are just tuning in, I am Breezy Cast. Alongside me is the GOAT himself, FBI Tugboat. And we've got an interesting series lined up as we're going to see 3 straight gun runners tug. What to expect on this one?
What to expect? What to expect? I mean, just shooting straight, man. After a 250 to 81, hard point, I'm not anticipating that we're going to get to that third round. We're codcasters over here to the core. We want as much Call of Duty as possible, but I cannot, just objectively suggest that we might actually get to that last gun runner because there was not a lot of life shown from our Band of Misfits squad. However, the silver lining, right, is that this is a Band of Misfits squad that does way better on Search and Destroy than they do for Hardpoint. We saw the numbers lookout from Rogue Energy earlier that kind of proved that one. And so if there's a chance to tie this one on up, this is Band of Misfits' best chance.
I agree. I think Band of Misfits can do it. I truly do believe that they can steal this Search and Destroy and make that domination very interesting. Because, we pointed out on map 1, momentum is a very big thing as we are loading up into this wonderful Search and Destroy on Gun Runner. How do you see this one playing out, man? Who takes it?
First few rounds, taking it overall, I'm going to call Band of Misfits. I'm going to call a 6-4, maybe 3 scoreline. But the first 3 or 4 rounds of this are going to be a lot of up and down. They're going to be, it's not going to be clean, is what I'm saying.
No, I totally agree with that. I can see like a 6-3, 6-4 in the side of Band of Misfits, but it does look like they Drew Flirt. They draw first blood and quickly get traded out. As now it's even Stevens, as we are on board with Ivane, and we know what this man can do in Search and Destroy. He's godlike, right?
Yeah, it really is. Now down, that is Band of Misfits. It's got this plant 5-3 situation, so still everything within the realm of possibility, especially with a man like Ivane in the back lines. Another one of NT's members have fallen, though. Is that a sniper that I saw?
I believe it was.
Yes, it is.
And just like that, Band of Misfits takes round 1, man. That was quick.
It was very, very quick. There's a Band of Misfits. Yeah, I said they didn't show any signs of life on the hard point. They proved me wrong here on the Search and Destroy. I'm with it.
Yeah, as casters, we like to be proven wrong from time to time, but sometimes we get it right, and when we do, we get hateful. But hey, it's totally fine. We like that. We respect it because you can't please everybody, right? As we get ready to hop on board here with the side of Band of Misfits, and I'm really interested to see if they can keep up that same pace that we just saw from round 1.
Yep, on board with Prodigy here, kind of going for a more narrow sight lines. Had the opportunity on 2 of them. I think he might have gotten them mixed up, and shot just came a little bit later as he was evaluating. Oh my, Prodigy picking the wrong time to come on out of that crate.
Indeed, he got, what do we call that? Bad caught timing.
Clotheslined, absolutely clotheslined.
Yeah,
just really
yeah. You look at the smoke that's down here around the B bomb site.
Wow, and yeah, and just like that, Band of Misfits puts down all but one.
All but one, yeah. And that is going to do it, and Natural Talent ties it up.
Oh, bomb exploded. Okay, I was mega confused there for a second. I thought he killed 3 people in just, no time at all. Okay, so that was just the 2. There was still a Band of Misfits player alive, but we got our explosion, right?
Yeah, I do believe that's what happened. I couldn't even tell you at this point. Everything happens so fast, you can't keep up with everything in Search and Destroy. It literally blows my mind.
Yeah, that's kind of, that's a lot of Call of Duty for you, especially as fast-paced. Yeah, so Band of Misfits takes an offense, Natural Talent takes an offense with 1 man left, and on the demolition, the explosion, the actual arming, the successful arming of the bomb. How interesting. Ooh,
yes, we're going to see Crixus go down right there. That's really unfortunate, as he's a really good SN player as well from what we've seen in the past. But the numbers do favor right now Band of Misfits, as we see a player here around like the forest area. And he's in a really good spot, right? Like right behind the rock side. He's got an M4 in his hand. That's really good map positioning. That's where you want to be, right? As they take that round and go up 2-1. So we're kind of trading rounds out here so far in the early portion of this S&D here on Gunrunner, Tug.
Yep, trading out offensive rounds. That's how it goes frequently. Everyone talks about how defense has the advantage in search and destroy. There's a band of Misfits squad and a natural talent company that is, I've been proving that one wrong, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
A K7 bomb.
But does anybody still have that sniper out by any chance? Or has everybody went back to red guns? And it does look like everybody put away the sniper. So we've got like a 3-2 split on both sides. You got 2 MP5s and 3 ARs from both sides for both teams, which is very interesting. I thought somebody would at least kept out the boomstick, right? Try to make a little bit of noise, give us some excitement, but...
The excitement is where my mind goes to. You know, like, yes, it's longer range sightlines, but it's also extremely fun to watch. Wow, Diggs just absolutely threading the needle on the corner and just hitting a lot of them. This man's 9-1 for a reason, 9-2 for a reason.
Yeah, Diggs is coming out, and I would say that he's playing pissed off, right? After getting embarrassed on map 1. Band of Misfits has got something to prove, and they're playing really good so far here in the early stages.
I mean, it wouldn't just be a third round. It would be Band of Misfits, or either team's, actually, now that I think about it, either team's defensive round win, you know? Like, everything has been won on offensive rounds so far. This would be Band of Misfits to maintain their momentum by kind of breaking mold, right? Like, you know, there's this pattern that's been established, and there you go. Band of Misfits does it.
And they go up 3-1. Like, when we were breaking down and we were looking at the numbers, we didn't really expect this kind of showing from Band of Misfits this quick, right? Like, we know they're good but to be up 3-1 right now over natural talent is kind of surprising. Would you agree?
I mean, we predict this a little bit. You know, getting casters gets it right sometimes. You guys can say all kinds of hateful things to me later, but we said that this was going to be the Band of Misfits' best opportunity. We said that this was going to be rounds back and forth. This is not just Band of Misfits winning 4 in a row quite yet, right?
Right.
And we said that natural talent does better on the respawns. Everything so far proven to be true. It's like I can read the future. That's not what it is, actually. What it is, guys, you caught me. Once again, I have been found out for you know, pulling puppeteer strings in the background and making sure these rounds go the way that I want. I'm punishing natural talent right now because I'm just a wanton angry god.
Well, you said it best, I guess. I mean, you call yourself a god. A lot of us would agree with that, but that's neither here or there. As I do agree with you on one thing. Sometimes we do get things right, and sometimes we are proven wrong, which is totally fine. But if you would have told me before we started this that natural talent would be behind in the S&D, I would have probably looked at you and called you crazy.
Especially, like, the situations they're consistently put in, right? Wait, what?
Right.
Natural talent just won another round with 1 man left against 3, right? That's exactly what that was. Wow.
Yep,
so
another one.
Band of Misfits,
1v3.
when all the pressure is on, do very well. Like, you know, when they're fighting 5v5, they do very, very well, right? And then they come through and just allow an individual natural talent player to just come through and embarrass them one by one when there's 3 of them on there. That's sorry, embarrass is too strong of a word. That was a good performance by the player that is playing the one position, the 1v3. But I think a lot of what that could be attributed to is Band of Misfits enjoying a little bit of a success right here and just not kind of like locking down that last little bit like the edges. Again, they start out with 2 kills here, but we've seen this twice before.
Right, and you got to be able to close the rounds out when you have the man advantage, right? You can't let one guy come in and wipe out 3 of you. Like, you got to play for the trades. You know, you got to be in position to get rid of that one remaining guy to give yourself a pretty favorable lead in this search and destroy. And we know we're coming up on that Kamaka curse, Tug, as it is a 4-2 round count for the Band of Misfits.
This is the prophetic 7th round. Whoever takes the 7th round will win the search and destroy. I'm with it.
Yeah. Shout out to Kamaka for that one.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, that's the first time I heard it. Band of Misfits. I don't know. I don't want to sound too negative earlier and whatnot. You know, want to call it as I see it, like the weatherman, but
Right.
I don't want to be too negative by any means. If Band of Misfits had just like literally, if you just put your players out in the middle, right? Then as long as the first person who dies gets a little bit of damage on, then that's it, right? Like the 2 rounds that Natural Talent won on paper, they should not have. Simple as that. This could be a 6-0 right now. But Band of Misfits now just cleaning a little bit up a little bit. And right here,
And-
they're not in a position to lose this.
And point this out real quick. Nomo Big Toe has a sniper, or he did have momentarily. He had a sniper in his hand before he picked up an M.
So I think
Look at that.
look at
that. There's a sniper.
Yeah,
We got a sniper on the map.
and he did get a initial kill off this, right? Olympian was taken out by that sniper.
I do believe so. Yeah, I can't really tell, but I would assume that he did.
So I'm saying that there's a Band of Misfits that every time but one that they didn't run a sniper, they lost, right?
Yes.
These 2 Natural Talent rounds that they lost were ones where nobody was running a sniper. Now, no more. Did he just? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought he just. I thought he hit the quick scope on that.
Wait,
Natural
how-
Talent now? Right? Yeah. And like he missed the quick scope and then got chased down.
But it was showing that he was still alive and spawn. I'm confused with that, but that's neither here nor there.
Bomb was
Bomb was
armed
planted,
and then
okay.
it got defused. But yeah, so again, Natural Talent is playing that numbers. Not again. Shit, that's the first time they've taken a round where they've had more players than the other team for the first time in 5 minutes. Like I'm moving a little bit by that. I'll admit, but.
Yeah, it sounds about right. And I mean, you got, like you said, you call it like you see it. So I wouldn't be too hard on yourself, Tugboat. You're doing a great job, man.
I'm just like I said, I want to call it as accurately as I can see it. That's the dedication, that's the responsibility that we have as casters. But I didn't want Band of Misfits or any fans there to think I'm being too harsh. And for that reason, I will meme on Natural Talent a little bit as well, because seriously, this 3rd round was the first one they won where it wasn't, where everybody except for one was dead. So Ace with a little bit longer range shots
just like
and actually
that, it's
nails it.
gonna be tied.
Yeah.
Be
So
tied up now. Okay.
4-4. The prediction of 6-4 is still possible, but Natural Talent did win that 7th round. This is their 2nd in a row. That's the first time they've done that as well.
Yeah, and that's interesting that they won, the 7th round, and normally the team that wins that goes on to win the map. So I wonder if that stands true, or can Band of Misfits string together 2 straight and close this one out?
Yeah, they
I don't
wanna
really.
put this.
It's
this
been
to,
really back and forth right now, though, as far as like the numbers go. Like both teams have had the advantages, and one team hasn't really been able to clutch up with having the advantage, right?
Yeah. It really is a story of almost underdogs. If you talk about like individual rounds, right? Band of Misfits has snagged a couple that are kind of questionable. Natural Talent, again, half of their round wins so far have come off the back of one man going up against 3, and the other squad just not cleaning up those edges a little bit. Really, definitely saw that player on the other side. Nope, he turned his back. I am amazed that he would have done that. Shaking his head no, like somebody asked him if he wants custard. Now he comes out of the middle and falls. Doesn't like it.
No, and I really think that he did see that player right outside the bathroom, right? But people don't realize, like, we see things that they can't see because of the great podcaster that we've been provided by this year, thanks to Infinity Ward and Activision. But nah, man, you would really think that I would assume as a player that he saw him right there, but either way, he got gunned, which is really unfortunate. When he goes down to that bottom water side, you don't really have too much of like a head glitch or anything down there, right? So you can't really expect to win too many gunfights. As now Band of Misfits is 1 round away of winning map number 2.
Yeah, and here we go, right? In the round number 10, 5-4. Natural Talent takes this. We go the distance to round number 11. and Natural Talent, if they take both of these, will put this up in a 2-0 fashion when their score differential on shot domination is the highest in the other 2 game modes. Just like that, Relic making things just a little bit easier. Longer range shots, the head found by Ace as 3 members of Band of Misfits deleted, and only 1 gone from Natural Talent.
Yeah, now it's a 1v3 for the Band of Misfits players. He's going to put some shots into Ibane, but Ibane is able to get away with life as he's just going to, set up right here behind the rock on the B-bomb site, right? And we know how good he is, but this one player left has to make something happen, and I can't tell who that is for the Band of Misfits. Can you see who that last person is, Tug?
Yes, that's Oblivion. That's who it was. My bad.
And, well, just like that, it's round 11.
Yes, sir. Into Oblivion, one might say. Round 11.
To Oblivion, yeah.
Natural Talent takes this one. They go up 2-0 in the series. Band of Misfits takes this last round. They have tied it up, and we have will have purchased ourselves a best of 3 after these first 2 games, the tie being the result. Not there yet.
We've
We'll
traded.
see where it goes.
We've been trading rounds kind of back and forth. Nobody's really got like that 2-3 round advantage, right? This has been a pretty good S&D from both sides, I would say, other than a few mistakes maybe here or there. It's been relatively close, both sides. So both teams are playing to their strengths for the most part, I would say. But now I would assume that the pace will kind of slow down a little bit. It's 5-5. Why would you want to be aggressive as just like that? This has been
Wow.
a massacre so far in this round 11.
5-5, round 11. 5 players dropping in about 5 seconds. A little bit less than a minute left. We're on board with Olympian here. Longer range shots, and just like that, it's tied up. Got ourselves a little 2v2 S&D tournament here. 1 round only. Olympian sees 1. He does not know that Waterside is there, and Olympian gets away with his life, sprinting away. Cross country on this one. Has the shots, lines them up. In the thick of things, though, we have Olympian. We have Ace. Olympian tries to turn, doesn't finish it. Ace has bomb, and we're going to have a Band of Misfits player who's going to have his damage off of him. 18 seconds turned into 45, just like that. We're talking alchemy.
I believe this is no more Big Toe against Ace, right? As Big Toe does know where Ace is at on the map. He's going to go hunting. He smells him, puts out some shots as the smoke does come out from Ace. He's going to get spotted.
Oh, he only has like 8 shots left.
No more.
Give him the knife! Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. That would have been crazy if you got that knife kill.
Oh, man.
But
740 in the night.
Neither here or there, man. Natural Talent goes up 2-0, getting ready to go into domination on the exact same map. So we're not going anywhere. We're going to be right here once again when we come back from break.
Yeah, I just want to say real quick, I love the theatrics, right? No more Big Toe, big shout out to you. Yes, he could have gone around either side. In a normal situation where there wasn't smoke, that would not have been ideal, of course. You at least want a little bit of concealment, if not hard cover, as you're pushing up. But coming right over the top, just like jumping the 300 Spartan jump right across the top, I love it, knife in hand. And I mean the player with the weapon fully loaded is going to win that 9 times out of 10. But still a very, very interesting and almost theatric round of the round 11. Natural Talent taking that one, who did take the 7th round, so won the Search and Destroy overall. Interesting stuff. Moving on along.
And that was a really good S&D, right? That was a good S&D.
Very good S&D. You don't get closer than that.
Absolutely, as I do believe we're going to be going to break, and when we come back, we'll be hopping right into Gun Runner Domination. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
Empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly, and I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. broken hearts and starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. I hate all this overthinking. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. Oh no.
Oh, well, hello guys, welcome back. We are getting ready to launch right up into domination on Gunrunner, and if you're just tuning in, I'm your caster, Breezy Cast. Alongside me is Tugboat, who will be with me momentarily. Had to go and pay the water bill, so to speak. So far we've had an interesting series between the band of Misfits and Natural Talent. As Natural Talent did take map 1 on Ramaza Hardpoint to 250 to 81, I do believe. And they just took the S&D 6 to 5. But Band of Misfits did show some life. And they showed some life there in the S&D. And I'm curious now to see how they bounce back and potentially steal a map off of Natural Talent, who we all know is a really good respawn team. But you can't count out the Band of Misfits, right? So this is going to be an interesting map 3 for sure. And if we can get to map 4, I don't know if the Band of Misfits has what it takes to beat the Natural Talent squad that is made up of Crixus, Relic, Ace, Ivane, and I forget the last player. I'm drawing a big old blank, which is crazy considering we just watched them all play. But on the side of Band of Misfits, I'm looking for guys like Diggs, Big Toe, and the rest of that crew to step up and potentially try to steal a map, right? Because you don't want to get 3-0'd. That's not something that either team would want. But that's neither here or there, as we are currently waiting for map 3 to get underway. I do believe we are I don't know exactly what is going on, to be honest, but the refs are doing something. Apparently they're experiencing something with the host. So the map will start here momentarily, so bear with us. I do believe it would be best if we take another quick intermission as the refs and players get situated. Don't go anywhere though, because map 3 should be a relatively good one, as it will be domination on Gunrunner. And I'm also real curious to hear your guys' predictions in the chat, as I do believe now we are I thought we were getting ready to start, but quick pause on that. But hopefully all you lovely viewers at home are enjoying yourselves, as it does look like we are jumping right into the domination. Oh boy, this ought to be a good one. Tugboat will be here momentarily. Like I stated coming off the break, he had to go pay the water bill. But that's neither here or there. Map 3. This could be the last one for the band of Misfits. Unless they pull something out of their magic hat and steal this off of Natural Talent, as we're going to be on board here with Ibane, who is, I would argue, one of the best players on this Natural Talent team. And each team is going to, hold their each other's home flags, if you will. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. But the early lead so far is in the band of Misfits, as we are going to have, I would call it a bloodbath, go down here on the B bomb, or the B flag, B flag, and it does look like it is going to be momentarily come to a standstill, as it did look like band of Misfits was going to take it.
Hey, are we back? Have I better place?
No, Tugboat has joined us. Welcome back, buddy. You haven't really missed a whole lot, as this map 3 just pretty much got started.
Okay, good. Not going to delve into this, but I had some Thai food earlier. Yeah. Band of Misfits coming through here, have that Seaside. The unfortunate spawns really so far. Now, did Band of Misfits start on Seaside?
They did, I do believe.
Okay, so Natural Talent has not successfully flipped those spawns yet, so they'll be starting on the slightly disadvantageous side. But this is Gunrunner, and that's, always it's always something you pay attention to, right? Smaller map.
Yeah.
But the service area, distance you have to travel between A and B is far shorter from C to B. Oh, hey, we got a trophy system kill. Oblivion taking on his teammate Prodigy. I always like paying attention to the wonky kills.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate when you get like a team kill, right? But these guys ain't gonna let that affect them none. As this is so far shaping up to be a pretty good one, as it is only a 5 to 6 point lead for the side of Natural Talent. And what I was saying while you were gone, Tug, is that I expect the band of Misfits to come out and prove something here, right? Because they don't want to lose 3-0.
Yeah, pressure is on. They are officially between a rock and a hard place. That lead is only expanded to about 13. That was even Natural Talent. They got a little bit of progress on a C. Yeah, okay, so just now, Band of Misfits going to be taking C, but not without dropping, 18 points first?
Yeah, sounds about right. As I wouldn't put this past Natural Talent to go for that trip cap, right? And try to end this pretty quick. But the Band of Misfits ain't going to go down without a fight, as we do look like we have one player trying to get through the behind enemy lines, if you will, trying to get this A flag to try to flip the spawns and relatively try to flip the map on its head, right? So if he's able to do that and not get seen, we could potentially have new spawns or split spawns, depending on how this game wants to cooperate.
That would be, that would kind of be a godsend for Band of Misfits, especially at this point, right?
Yeah, as it does look like C is untouched, and it does look like it's going to go back into favor of the Band of Misfits. But this whole time, it's literally been Natural Talent holding down their home flag and holding down the B flag, which B flag is normally scrappy, but right now, it doesn't look like the Band of Misfits can get anything going, right? Like, they can't seem to break it. They're just getting gunned every time they get near it.
Yeah, I hear you. If anyone was curious, reason why this Natural Talent player was on this southeast side of this map, he was sitting up on the, not that base floor. He's kind of waiting for Band of Misfits players to come on in here. They don't want to get all the, they don't want to get all progression on C. They don't necessarily want to triple up, especially this time, because that will force out those crazy, wonky, unpredictable one-on-one spawns. But if they just, goes on there and touches base after not one but two players go on there and take it, then they can continue on the doubling up bloodbath. But just like that, Olympian trying to make it otherwise, but B does go away of Band of Misfits.
Yeah, the Band of Misfits finally broke in and got the B flag. It took them, seemed like a very long time. I'm no math wizard or anything, but that had to be a good solid close to 3.5 minutes or more for them to get that break, to get the control of it. And now, if you can hold it and potentially fight for that trip cap, I think they could make this a little bit more interesting, right? As it does look like A has been touched a little bit on my screen, but I could be completely wrong. It might just be a glitch. But right now, it's just a massacre on this B side of things, right? So It does look like B will go once again in the side of Natural Talent, as this score line's not that far out of reach for the side of Band of Misfits going into the second half.
No, yeah, I'm with it. We are, 20 points away, so that's... if you double up against 0 for 40 seconds, and that's, plenty possible when you have 4 minutes left in the second half. It's going to be hard, not going to be easy, I can tell you that much. But Band of Misfits not out of this one yet.
No, they're definitely not by.
Really, I gotta ask, what makes you, what do you feel like Band of Misfits needs to completely change? Not just twerk a little bit, but completely change to come out on this on top.
I would say, if I was a coach for the Band of Misfits, I would switch up the pushes, right? Instead of sending one man to try to break it, I would do like a 2-man, 3-man push, and then maybe have like your other 2 guys try to sneak behind and get the spawns and take over A, and have Natural Talent be right over there on the P2 side of things. But I'm no coach, at least not anymore. So that's what I would try to switch up if I'm them, but I don't really know what their strategies are like. I don't know what they get scrims or what their comms are like. But from like a casting standpoint, that's what I would suggest that they do, because we've seen numerous times, right, Tug? Like in this league, especially, how many teams do like that 1-man push back to back to back, either hard point or dom, and it doesn't work.
I mean, the entire idea is always playing the objective, right? I really like your answer there, because what that says is basically just throw these gunfights to the wind, especially if you're losing them. And just looking at kill death ratios, Band of Misfits has been losing them. If Natural Talent is slowing you out there, then don't meet them, right? To avoid in confrontation as often as possible and just play these objectives. That is how they're going to continue on here, and that's why I think the Breeze's answer of just splitting your 5 between 2 groups of 3 and then 2 probably going to be better, instead of just sending a runner or a single player just sit back and hold on to try and defend off the other team's runner. As it is,
right.
Band of Misfits has been doing very well and is now only down by about 9 points.
Right, and they're not that far out of it just yet. It's not mathematically possible. But to touch on what you were just saying, it's more like trust your buddy, right? Like, trust that buddy system. Play for the trades, because, like, if Diggs goes down, maybe Prodigy can be right there to pick that up, or vice versa. And it just makes it a little bit more easier on you, to where you don't have to work as hard, especially when you're up against a really solid team like Natural Talent or even Knights Templar, etc. You want to have like a 3-man, 4-man push and kind of make the other team kind of uncomfortable a little bit, because they're not going to expect that.
Yeah, exactly. Like the element of surprise will provide you value no matter what first-person shooter, really, no matter what.
Right, absolutely.
You're playing.
Absolutely. As this looks like it's close to being a trip cap, it's really getting scary right now if you're a Band of Misfits fan, because that C flag is still not fully secured, at least not on my screen. It does look like it's been partially touched. This could get really bad, even though, I mean, like, the score line is still kind of, it's not completely over by any means, but it's not looking good, man. The second half started out promising for the Band of Misfits, but sadly, I think this is where their Cinderella story comes to a screeching halt, right? Or a screeching halt, rather.
Yeah.
And they just ran into a better, they just ran into a better team that's been around for, I don't know how long they've been playing together. I would assume since like day one, but, well, day one of this league in particular. And it shows. Team chemistry is the biggest thing other than momentum. So, I don't know. I guess it's back to the drawing board, Tug.
Communications, a lot of what you were saying earlier about the trust and stuff and trusting your buddy. But there are a lot of edges. There's a lot of reason this present scoreline. As it is at 30 points, we have now reached a point where this is chronologically impossible. Even if Band of Misfits triples up for the entire minute, the most they can get is 36 points. So, this one over. This is a 3-0 for the side of Natural Talent. They have come through and 3-0 both of their enemies in the quarterfinals and now semifinals. So, really interesting stuff. I'll be interested to see how they play against Knights Templar. But at the end of the day, a lot of it is thanks to some of these outliers when we're talking about the kill-to-death ratios. Over on Natural Talent, of course, that is the man in individual times. Ivane a lot. Actually, I think Ivane pretty much across everything. 18 and 12 right now, so the 1.5 KD ratio. Rel slaying a lot, but also dying a lot. Had a whole lot of point presence with 7 effects of the flag there, as we can see. And
Right.
Ace had individual, spurts of greatness as well. And this little last one was that. That's Freeload, who is coming out for positive KD. Is that 26 and 16, 27 and 16? Wow. Okay, so really slaying out for his squad. But unfortunately, a lot of other Band of Misfits players just not doing the same kind of thing on our domination. Different stories for different times. Natural Talent taking this one a 17-point score differential in the domination for the second dose of Gunrunner, and their 3-0 victory over the side of Band of Misfits.
Yeah, and to touch on what you were saying about Ivane, nobody quote me on this, but if I can remember correctly from his player card, I would want to say that domination is where he really shines. I want to say he's got like a 1.3 KD and Dom, and he's got maybe like a 1.16 in hardpoint. Something like that. I could be completely wrong. I'd have to go back and look at the numbers. But either way, the dude's a stud.
Yeah, domination.
He's a big reason why they are so successful.
Yeah, big king on the dominations, really. Which is, I mean, there's a lot to be said for having a squad that does good on different maps and game modes, right? Like, everyone's gonna have their favorites. Everyone's, I'm not the one that needs to talk about the search and destroy kids, but having somebody who can really excel on each of them is gonna be the name of the game. I really think that if you didn't have performances like that, like the individual flashes in the pan based on game type from your natural talent side, then we'd still be watching this one. Not saying that they would necessarily lose, but this may not have been a 3-0 performance.
Right, and what's really surprising to me is how different Band of Misfits looked after their 3-0 performance the other night, right? They didn't, I don't know how I really want to say this, like they didn't look like the same team. Granted, they played Noxious Esports, who are relatively brand new to the league, right? Or they got a revamp. I'm not too sure about all that. But regardless, is like they are, they just looked different tonight. Like they didn't look like they were on top of their A game. And when you play teams like Knights Templar, Natural Talent, even like Rated Gaming and other top tier teams in this league, you've got to be on your A game day in, day out. You need to, I guess it just comes down to like start taking your scrims a lot more serious and giving it 110% every map, no matter if you lose them or not. But that just brings me to this, Tug. Like if we can look at the bracket, I'm curious to see what. Yeah, I'm curious to get your thoughts on who you think is going to take this KT versus Natural Talent tomorrow night.
I mean, I'll say this. I'm not going to predict a winner, but I am going to say that if Knights Templar loses, it's possible for it to be a 3-0. I'm not going to say the Natural Talent will fall. If they do fall in 3-0 fashion, it's going to be the 3-1 or it's going to be the 3-2 barn burner, especially after Natural Talent has come through 1-out 3-0 against Noxious Esports, 1-out 3-0 against Band of Misfits, and makes it look easy both times. But that's the predictions on this side. What about for you, Breezy?
Oh, well, since I'm going to be watching it, I'm going to say that it's going to come. I think this can go to distance. I really do. Because they're both really good teams, right? Like, you look at both sides of their rosters, they're both good. They wouldn't be in the final if they weren't. I'm going to give like this slight little edge, though, to Natural Talent. I think they take it in 5, but it's going to be hard fought. I really do. I think this is going to be one of our best finals yet.
Okay, so a little bit back and forth, but both teams showing up and going the distance. That's what I hear. I'm with it.
Yeah.
I'm with it. I do believe with that, though, we have reached my least favorite part of any cast, of course. That is the end, Breezy. Shoutouts here to Rogue Energy, to FadeGrips, to Get Good, and to Gamers Resort. I'm FBI Tugboat. You can find me over there on Twitter at FBI_Tugboat. This is the man, Breezy Casts. You can find him at Breezy, Breezy Casts on Twitter. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That is absolutely correct.
Yes, sir. And this is the K7 League. We'll be back with you guys tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, for the finals between Knights Templar and our Natural Talent Squad. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys soon.